May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. It was a pretty profitable week for most of you, and I'm hoping that if you gained anything from my analysis, you'll put a W down in the comments section and let me know what you did well, so I can shout you out. All right, now as far as what I got correct last week, we got the bias correct. I had a bullish bias, if you remember this, being drawn as a candle, being drawn as a directional candle last week. Said that looking at the grand scheme, we can see that the market was channeling up and that Dixie, the US dollar index, was tapping it pretty well. I said a couple of weeks ago that we should be heading up towards the highs. Like I said, I don't trade channels. I don't trade trend lines. But this was on the higher time frames. They seem to hold more relevance than on the lower time frames. All right, and I tend to make note of them. Okay, if I could just find which one of these things I'm looking for. There you go. All right, let's look at what we have going on. On the daily, you can see price just ate and grinded its way up. All right, this was Friday, the previous Friday's candle, and I said we will be heading up and towards this liquidity high there, and I like the fact that there was a volume imbalance that we could see some kind of reaction from. Well, price just sliced through it to the area of supply that I had pointed out. Now I'm going to refine this area of supply right now to here, because this is where the down candles were overtaken by a gap up, for an opening gap up, all the way up, and then down. Once we came down past this area, that's what I was. That's where I was looking for. The bearish order block, and that's where we're bouncing from right now. Now, what does that mean for this week? All right, we got the bias right last week. What about this week? All right, let's look at the weekly, and if we look at that weekly, do we see anything that hints towards price moving up higher from this support line of the channel? Yes, we do. There's a bullish fair value gap that was created with the close of the candle last week. We have a very strong close above the high of the previous week, right, which indicates some strong bullishness, and this will likely be a breakaway gap. And you see that price pushed up into that area of supply and came back down and retraced. And I'm looking at the range of this candle. I'm thinking that we're probably going to get a similar candle next week, pushing through and closing above that high. If we go down to but what I want to make sure you understand is that we could use this fair value gap. The market can use the fair value gap to go up higher. Okay, and that's the way we see the flow of price, the flow of order flow, is we can see it through fair value gaps. Right now, you see how price kind of moved to the side after the Trump candle here, where he threatened Powell and pulled it back. Well, once we pulled back, we continued up, took out that high on Thursday, and Friday's candle was kind of down, kind of in the middle of, it was like a bearish neutral. But what does that mean for the week coming? Are we still strong? Is the US dollar still strong? I'm still expecting more price action to move higher. If we go to the 4-hour, what do we see? What evidence do we see that price may move higher? Well, here is that Trump wick. I mean, the Trump candle here, right? we have the bounce. It came all the way down to that weekly to establish the weekly fair value gap here. All right. And I'm looking, you see how price is pushing down. We had a volume imbalance here, right? It's a nice price gap where price pulled down into this wick. All right. And then you see the strong move up. Why do I call it a strong move? Because it established a bullish fair value gap. And I'm looking for that bullish fair value gap to be used. All right. This is how the how Friday ended last week. I'm looking for that candle to find it, find support for higher prices here into the volume imbalance. You see how this wick already went into that volume imbalance. I'm looking for price to find support for higher prices and head towards these highs, because that is a what we call a buy side. That's buy side and buy side liquidity. I'm sorry. So I'm looking for higher prices from here. Now, should this bullish fair value gap fail, it'll be a great indicator for us to say that we're going to probe lower and possibly take out that low before moving higher. All right. We can come down to this fair value gap. Sorry. We can come down to this fair value gap, find the higher probability trade to the upside. And if we step back just a little bit, if we just pan out just a little bit, we can see that we had an impulsive move up, move down to the support line of this 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 bullish ascending channel. Sorry, and price reacted bullishly, and you see how we meandered up, got this manipulative candle here, but continued up, volume imbalance, and then we have a bullish fair value gap. We could see higher prices from here, or price could pull back to the fair value gap that I already pointed out. And this would make sense. This would be right down at around the 50% of this retracement. If we pull back below to discount prices, we can see a higher probability trade to the upside. But we'll wait until the market gives us these clues. Once we take this low out, yeah, then we could say, hey, we're probably coming down to this fair value gap. Is that clear to everybody? I hope it is. If not, please ask a question in the chat and I will make sure to respond to it. But I am looking for higher prices. I'm looking for the market to hit this as a target next week. Yeah, it might be a sluggish week because the calendar is not looking all that. There's not a whole lot of hard hitting price moving kind of stuff, but it is enough to keep the markets moving, enough juice. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you look at the rest of the videos. This is the first of a bunch of them I'm going to be sending out for the markets for the next week, the analysis for the markets next week, and I'm going to try and cover all of them. All right. Euro USD, pound USD, Aussie dollar USD, New Zealand dollar USD, USD CAD, USD Swiss, USD JPY, the Japanese yen. And then I'm going to look at the equity markets, the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, and gold, silver, and oil. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.